This is a story that hospitals and pharmaceutical companies would never bring up themselves, but I can no longer remain silent. At 93 years old, I am living proof today. I reveal that secret hello. I am Han Jae-soo. 93 years old, I served as director of the National Oriental Medicine Hospital for 40 years. I treated thousands of patients, and I myself rose again from the crossroads of life and death after. Losing my wife, I restored my broken heart and body with my own hands. Perilla seeds, fermented soybeans, red ginseng, shiitake mushrooms, and seaweed, these 5 ordinary foods, saved my heart and immunity. It may be hard to believe, but this is the true story that changed my life in my youth. I served as director of the National Oriental Medicine Hospital, and now I live in my hometown village, providing free medical care and farming my vegetable garden. At my granddaughter's wedding, when she said, "Grandfather, staying healthy is the greatest gift," my eyes welled up with tears. When you think of a 93-year-old elderly person, what image comes to mind? Perhaps you might imagine someone lying in a nursing home bed or walking slowly down hospital corridors. But I still examine village elders today, cultivate my vegetable garden with my own hands, and participate in walking group meetings. Once a week, I want to show, through my life, what it means to age healthily. So I begin this story. Many of you are probably curious, what is the secret to living so vibrantly at over 90 years old? That secret lies in the crisis I experienced at age 53 and the process of overcoming it. Even now, I grow perilla seeds and shiitake mushrooms directly in my vegetable garden every morning. Going out to the garden to tend to my crops is the beginning of my day. Touching the soil with my hands and feeling the vitality of nature, I think this too is part of my health. Yesterday, I provided special free medical care at the village senior center, and elderly people in their 80s asked me, "Doctor, how do you stay so healthy?" I want to share the answer to that question through today's story. 40 years ago, when I was 53 years old at that time, I lived busier than anyone else. As a hospital director, caring for patients was the center of my life. But then my wife fell seriously ill. It was sudden during the day. I saw patients at the hospital, and at night I cared for my wife. There were many times when I couldn't eat properly, and I often slept less than 3 hours a day, enduring like this for days and months. My body gradually collapsed one morning. My chest suddenly felt tight, and I became so breathless that I couldn't breathe. With the help of hospital colleagues, I urgently received tests, and the results were shocking. My heart function had dropped to half of normal levels. Have you ever experienced such a moment when you believed you were healthy, but suddenly your body collapsed? As a doctor, I knew all too well how dangerous my symptoms were. The thought, living like this, I'll leave before my wife, wouldn't leave my mind. If I left first while leaving behind my sick wife, that would be abandoning my responsibility. Eventually, my wife passed away after a year of fighting illness. But before leaving, she said this to me as her final words: "You must stay healthy so you can help other people too. If you become sick because of me, I would be even sadder. That was the one sentence that changed my life. Those words were deeply engraved in my heart and became the seed that saved my body. Haven't you ever thought about following someone who left first? But for me, my wife's final words became my reason to live. From that day on, I read the Dongyibogam all night, searching for a diet suitable for my body. I decided to find answers in recovery, not treatment in food, not medicine after. My wife passed away. I revisited the wisdom of traditional Korean medicine that had been passed down for thousands of years. In the Dongbibogam and Bancho Gangmak, I found 5 foods needed for my weak heart and exhausted body, and I have consistently consumed them for 40 years until today, everyone. You must listen to this story to the end to understand the complete flow I will share, the complete secret of how I recovered my heart function and lived healthily to age 93. If this is your first visit to this channel, please support me with subscriptions and likes. I will continue to share wisdom for living healthily to 100 years old. What I will share from now on is not expensive medicine or special procedures. It is 5 foods that can be easily obtained around us and methods for using them. Let's find out together how this saved my heart and restored my immunity. When I first started this diet, I didn't feel any great changes. I just had the mindset of, let me at least try this. But as 3 months and 6 months passed, I gradually began to change. First, I became less short of breath, and climbing stairs became easier than before. After 1 year, regular checkups showed that my heart function had recovered by about 10%. The doctors were also surprised, but I continued to stick to my method. And after 3 years, my heart had returned to almost normal levels. There was something I realized in this process. Don't expect rapid changes, but maintain consistency. That is exactly the secret of health. Now let's examine those 5 foods in detail. The first is fermented soybeans. My body wasn't broken. My insides had collapsed. When gut health collapses, immunity and mental state collapse. Together, my body couldn't properly absorb nutrients, and this led to declined heart function. The secret of fermented soybeans lies in the beneficial bacteria generated during the fermentation process. These bacteria help restore the balance of intestinal microorganisms and aid in digestion and absorption. Also, the protein in fermented soybeans helps with heart muscle recovery. 82-year-old Lee Sheol Su suffered from diabetes and high blood pressure for 30 years. However, after consistently eating fermented soybeans, his blood sugar stabilized and his blood pressure also decreased. It was a change that amazed even the doctors. The practice method is simple: 1 spoonful a day, put it on warm rice, and eat it. It's best for breakfast. It would be even better if you could make fermented soybeans yourself to prevent nutrient loss. It's good to eat them raw, without boiling. Real fermented soybeans have a strong smell and sticky threads. Properly fermented soybeans develop sticky threads and have a distinctive smell rather than avoiding this smell. Accept it, the secret of health lies within it, however. Those with excess stomach acid should not consume it. On an empty stomach, it can cause heartburn also. Those with reduced kidney function should be careful about protein intake. Everyone, have any of you avoided fermented soybeans because of their smell? When you can't breathe well or feel severe fatigue, try challenging yourself once. You'll be amazed by the effects. I'll tell you how to eat fermented soybeans more deliciously. My secret method is to mix 1 tablespoon of fermented soybeans with half a teaspoon of perilla oil and a little minced garlic. Then put it on warm rice and eat it. The smell of fermented soybeans is reduced and the taste becomes better. To those eating them for the first time should start with this method in fermented soybeans. The action of bacillus bacteria among beneficial bacteria is important. These bacteria produce enzymes that break down proteins, helping digestion and also helping to remove harmful substances like ammonia, particularly for heart health. A component called natriuretic peptide is known to have effects of reducing heartburn and stabilizing blood pressure. The second is perilla seeds. Did you know that perilla seeds are not just simple seasoning? The omega fatty acids abundant in perilla seeds lower cholesterol and make blood vessels soft. They are especially excellent at preventing blood clots and helping blood circulation. I ate perilla porridge every morning and sprinkled perilla powder on rice at lunch. In just 6 months, my heart function began to recover significantly. The case of 78-year-old Park Young-hee is also memorable. She had been taking high blood pressure medication for 20 years, but after the Perilla diet, she was able to reduce the medication dosage by half. She gradually reduced it while consulting with her doctor. 1 spoonful a day, freshly ground, mixed with brown rice or yogurt. The key is to grind perilla seeds right before eating them. Once ground, they oxidize quickly and nutrients are destroyed. Use an electric grinder to grind them whenever needed. However, those with gallstones should be careful. It can stimulate bile secretion and cause pain. Also, those taking anticoagulants need to consult with a doctor. If you were to change just one thing in tonight's dinner, what would you choose? 1 spoonful of perilla powder in soup is like planting seeds of health. My favorite way to use perilla seeds is perilla porridge. Soak 1 cup of brown rice in water and cook it well. Then add 2 tablespoons of freshly ground perilla powder at the end and boil it a little more. Add a little salt and chopped green onions, and it becomes a nutritious meal. If you eat this perilla porridge about 3 times a week for breakfast, it greatly helps vascular health. The alpha-linolenic acid in perilla seeds is converted to EPA and DHA in the body, providing anti-inflammatory effects. It especially helps reduce inflammation in heart muscle and prevent arrhythmia. It also has the effect of maintaining healthy vascular endothelium and preventing arteriosclerosis. As my heart function recovered, chest pain disappeared, and ECG tests also showed normal findings. The third is Shiitake mushrooms. After my wife passed away, I didn't have the strength to overcome even a cold. When immunity drops, it also burdens the heart. Shiitake